Have you ever noticed that you seem to get sick more often than you used to, even when you feel like you're doing everything right? Maybe you eat less than you did in your younger years. Maybe you even try to avoid junk food, but somehow your energy just isn't the same. You catch colds more easily. You take longer to bounce back. And sometimes, it feels like your body is quietly asking for something, but you're not sure what. If that sounds familiar, you're not alone. As we get older, especially past 60, our immune system starts to slow down. That's just biology. But here's the good news. There are simple, natural ways to support and strengthen it again. And one of the most powerful tools we have? The food we eat. You don't need a cabinet full of supplements or fancy powders. You just need a few real, wholesome foods, things you can add to your grocery list this week, that your body will recognize, welcome, and use to build a stronger line of defense. In this video, we're going to talk about 6 of the best foods you can eat every single week to naturally support your immune system. These aren't just good for you, they're powerful, nourishing, and in many cases, they taste really good too. Let's start with something simple. Something you might already have in your fridge: berries. Whether it's blueberries, strawberries, or raspberries, these small fruits pack a big punch. They're rich in antioxidants, compounds that help fight inflammation and protect your cells from damage. What's more, berries contain vitamin C, a key nutrient in boosting your immune system. But here's what most people don't realize. The color of the berry is part of its power. The deep blues, purples, and reds come from compounds called anthocyanins, which are known to reduce oxidative stress, the kind that makes your body age faster and heal slower. I've seen some seniors skip berries because they think they're too sugary, but unless your doctor has told you otherwise, having a small bowl of fresh or frozen berries a few times a week is not only safe, it's incredibly beneficial. Add them to your oatmeal, toss them into a smoothie, or enjoy them on their own as a snack. Your body will thank you for it. Now let's talk about something warm and comforting. Garlic. You might be thinking, really? Garlic? But this humble little bulb is more than just a flavor booster. Garlic contains a compound called allicin, which is known for its ability to fight viruses and bacteria. It's been used in traditional medicine for centuries, and modern research is now catching up. Studies show that people who regularly consume garlic may get fewer colds and recover faster when they do get sick. Here's the key. Raw garlic is the most potent. That doesn't mean you have to chew on a clove like an apple, although some people swear by it. Just try mincing a small amount and letting it sit for 10 minutes before adding it to your salad dressing, soup, or vegetables. That waiting time helps the allicin fully activate. And if the flavor is too strong, roast it. Roasted garlic is milder but still carries immune-boosting benefits. And it tastes absolutely delicious, spread on a piece of toast or stirred into mashed potatoes. Another easy-to-add food that works wonders for your immune health is leafy greens. Things like spinach, kale, and Swiss chard. I know, some people hear kale and think of bitter salads or complicated recipes. But it doesn't have to be that way. You can sauté greens in a little olive oil with garlic, or blend a handful into a fruit smoothie and barely taste it. Why are greens so powerful? Because they're full of vitamins A, C, and K, as well as folate and fiber. Vitamin A, in particular, is essential for maintaining the integrity of your skin and mucous membranes, your body's first line of defense against infections. Think of your skin and respiratory tract as the walls of your immune system. Leafy greens help keep those walls strong and ready to protect you. And the fiber? That's not just for digestion. A healthy gut is one of the most overlooked keys to a strong immune system, and leafy greens help feed the good bacteria that live in your gut and support your health from the inside out. One of the most common things I hear from viewers is this: I want to feel better, but I don't want to overhaul my whole diet. And I get it. That's the beauty of everything we're talking about here. These are foods you can add in, not restrictions or extreme changes. No one's asking you to live off green juice or give up your favorite dishes. Just start by including a handful of these immune-supporting foods each week, and you may be surprised by how your energy, mood, and overall wellness begin to shift. Now that we've covered a few of the most powerful starters, foods that are likely already familiar, let's move into a few more you may not be eating yet, but definitely should be. We've already talked about the power of berries, garlic, and leafy greens. Simple, flavorful additions to your weekly meals that quietly build your body's defenses from the inside out. Now let's look at a few less common, but equally important, foods that deserve a spot on your plate, especially after 60. Let's talk about mushrooms. Not the button kind you find on every pizza, though those are still decent. I'm talking about mushrooms like shiitake, maitake, and reishi. These mushrooms have been used for centuries in Eastern medicine, and now science is confirming what many cultures have known all along. Mushrooms are immunity boosters. They contain compounds called beta-glucans, which stimulate the immune system in a balanced, healthy way. They help your body recognize threats and respond to them without going into overdrive. Here's something else. Mushrooms are one of the few food sources of vitamin D. That's especially important for older adults because as we age, our skin becomes less efficient at converting sunlight into vitamin D. And vitamin D isn't just for bones, it's crucial for immune function. Without enough of it, your body's ability to fight off viruses and inflammation drops. You can saute mushrooms and add them to soups, stir-fries, or even scrambled eggs. They're earthy, hearty, and surprisingly versatile. And for those of you who don't love the texture, try finely chopping them into sauces or blending them into veggie burgers. They'll disappear into the mix, but still give you the benefits. Another often overlooked gem for immunity? Fermented foods. Think plain yogurt, kefir, sauerkraut, kimchi, or miso. These foods are packed with probiotics, the good bacteria your gut needs to stay balanced and healthy. And your gut, as it turns out, is home to about 70% of your immune system. That means if your gut is out of balance, your body is more likely to get sick, feel fatigued, or struggle with inflammation. Adding fermented foods to your meals just a few times a week can support your gut health, and that means fewer sick days, better digestion, and even improved mood. It doesn't take much. A small bowl of yogurt with your breakfast, a spoonful of sauerkraut alongside your lunch, a cup of miso soup on a chilly afternoon. These little moments add up in powerful ways. Now, I want to tell you about one more food, and it might surprise you. Nuts and seeds, especially almonds, walnuts, and pumpkin seeds. These tiny foods pack a big punch. Almonds, for example, are rich in vitamin E, which helps protect your cells and keep your immune system running smoothly. Walnuts contain omega-3 fatty acids, which reduce inflammation, a hidden enemy that weakens your body's defenses. And pumpkin seeds are full of zinc, a mineral that plays a key role in producing immune cells. I know some people worry about eating nuts because of the fat content, but here's the truth. Your body needs healthy fats. And a small handful of unsalted nuts a few times a week can improve heart health, reduce inflammation, and give your immune system a serious boost. You can sprinkle seeds onto your oatmeal, blend nuts into smoothies, or keep a small container nearby as a mid-morning snack. They're convenient, nutrient-dense, and satisfying, especially if you're trying to avoid processed snacks. Here's the thing I really want to emphasize. These foods aren't about quick fixes or trendy superfoods. They're about returning to the basics, nourishing your body in a way that's steady, kind, and respectful of all it's carried you through. After 60, our bodies are speaking a different language than they did when we were 30 or 40. The metabolism slows down, the immune system changes, and we don't bounce back quite the same. But that doesn't mean we're powerless. Quite the opposite. It just means we need to get intentional. And when we feed ourselves with care, with color, texture, and nutrients, we're not just supporting our immune system. We're honoring this chapter of life with the strength and dignity it deserves. That's why I always encourage people not to think of these foods as restrictions or shoulds, but as invitations. An invitation to feel better, to wake up with more energy, to go longer between doctor visits, to enjoy your grandkids, your walks, your books, your garden, whatever brings you joy, with more resilience and less fear. Now that we've explored these 5 foods and how they each support the immune system in their own way, let's round things off with one final item, something sweet, comforting, and surprisingly powerful for immunity. Let's talk about something that might already be sitting in your cupboard or steeping in your favorite mug. It's not a superfood in the trendy sense, but it has stood the test of time for thousands of years. I'm talking about green tea. Now, I know many of you already enjoy a cup now and then, but you might not realize just how much this humble beverage can do for your health, especially when it comes to your immune system. Green tea is packed with antioxidants, particularly one called EGCG, Epigallocatechin gallate. It's a mouthful, yes, but it's one of the most powerful natural compounds for immune defense and cellular repair. Think of antioxidants like a cleanup crew for your body. Every day, our cells take a beating from stress, pollution, poor sleep, even just the natural aging process. Over time, all that wear and tear adds up. But when you drink green tea regularly, you're sending in those tiny helpers to sweep away damage, reduce inflammation, and keep your cells functioning as they should. What's more, green tea has mild antiviral and antibacterial properties. That means it helps your body resist common colds and flus, especially important as we get older and become more vulnerable to infections. And unlike sugary drinks or heavy supplements, a warm cup of green tea is gentle on the stomach and calming for the nerves. I've known people in their 70s and 80s who start every morning with green tea instead of coffee, not because they gave up caffeine, but because they like how it makes them feel. Alert, but not jittery. Focused, but not wired. It's a small ritual with big benefits. Now, you don't need to force yourself to drink gallons. Even 1 or 2 cups a day can make a difference. And if green tea isn't quite your taste, try it with a squeeze of lemon or a drizzle of honey. Or try other teas with immune benefits, like echinacea, elderberry, or even a bit of turmeric and ginger steeped in hot water. You'll get warmth, hydration, and a quiet sense of care with every sip. Here's something I want you to remember. Boosting your immune system doesn't have to mean reinventing your entire diet. You don't need fancy powders, expensive juices, or supplements that promise miracles. Often, the real magic is in your kitchen already. In the berries in your freezer, the garlic in your drawer, the greens in your crisper, and the cup of tea that warms your hands on a cool morning. These foods work best when they become habits. When you choose them, not just once in a while, but as part of a rhythm, week after week, meal after meal. That's when your body begins to recognize the pattern. That's when your immune system feels supported. Not in a rush, but in a steady partnership. And when you start to notice the difference, maybe you're not getting sick as often, or you feel more alert during the day, it won't feel like a big change. It'll feel like something natural, something earned, like the quiet reward of tending to a garden and finally seeing it bloom. One of the most powerful things about eating well at this stage in life is that it reminds you, you're not done yet. Your body still responds to care. Your health still matters. You still have energy left to protect and enjoy. So whether you're adding mushrooms to a stir-fry, stirring yogurt into your breakfast, or sipping green tea while the sun comes up, know that these small choices are not just food. They're love for your body, for your future, and for the people who still want you around for many, many years to come. Take your time with these changes. Enjoy them. Let them become part of your life slowly and naturally. This isn't a race. It's a return to nourishment, to self-respect, to the kind of health that doesn't shout but shows up, quietly, consistently, and with strength. Here's to your immune system, and to the small daily rituals that keep it strong. If you found this video helpful, I'd love for you to leave a comment below. Tell me which of these foods you already enjoy, or which one you're going to try this week. And if you haven't already, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more practical tips to live healthier and happier after 60. You deserve a strong, energized body, one that supports your dreams, your adventures, and your quiet moments. Here's to living well at any age.